Good morning.
Good afternoon
Good evening.
and good night. And you look like crap.
I am sick. I'm a little under the weather. I've realized that we are now in this era of sickness is kind of a real annoying thing. It always has been, but like now I can easily work from home. But now when I
Mm,
tell people I'm a work from home because I'm sick, they don't believe you. They think you just want to work from home.
right,
But if you go in and you're coughing and sneezing, they're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing here?
right.
So
But
you cannot
also,
win.
you can't just be sick anymore.
No,
And like, you're supposed to stay home, like, if you're contagious, but still do work. Remember when you called out sick,
you're
you
out
just would
sick.
do no work.
Correct.
So now you're sick, but you still have to do your radio show.
Right. So we gained that you can now work from home more easily, but
Yeah,
we've lost the idea of the sick day.
right.
And like this morning, for example, I did the morning show. I actually felt okay during the morning show too. And I
It's
feel okay
performance
now.
adrenaline.
And now I had took some Dayquil and I'm feeling okay right now. But at the end of the show, I'm like, all right, well, we're supposed to have a guest tomorrow, so we're supposed to be in studio. I was like, guys, I want to be there. I, I was like, I shouldn't show up coughing and
Who's the
sneezing.
guest?
Your good friend, your good friend Idris Elba.
Oh,
So
what is he coming in for? Movie or something?
I think Luther is
Oh,
coming out as a
Luther the
movie.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
love Idris Elba.
I haven't I he came in at some point and I wasn't there the first time. So I
You
really
gotta
don't
go.
want to miss it.
You gotta go.
But here's my question. At what level of sickness like do you not go in? Because that would be like literally he's like, yo, I'm on a press tour, bro. I can't be around sick fucking people right now.
He knew what he was getting into.
But like what would the line be for you at this point?
Me personally,
Well, yeah, you just go out no matter what. You have to leave the house. You cannot be stopped. You're like the
now
fucking US
when you're
mail.
like when you're like coughing and all that is what throws people off.
So if you just feel a little off, you can keep your distance, not over dap, not like be too whatever.
Nah, that shit, bro, that shit don't matter to me. You're in a soundproof room, an airtight room. What does it matter?
The germs are getting across, like
You
whatever.
think there's a ventilation system in the Hot 97 studio
Oh
like some
yeah, dude, state of the art. What are you talking about? So you're saying if I'm demonstratively sick, don't go. If I'm I go.
What do you mean, like ethically
Well, it's kind of like both, like
or ambition wise?
and coming off as a dick to the person,
Well,
where they're
don't
like,
tell the person you're sick. You got to start going with lying.
now remember though, I do have an option here.
Yeah,
We do have a setup where I can be on the Idris interview and be home.
yeah.
Like I'll be on a screen in the room. I can still talk to him.
Yeah, you'll talk to him. I mean, what? I
It's
mean,
just
I don't
not.
know. Are you still excited about meeting celebs?
Well, I like Idris.
He's a cool one.
I've never seen him at the station. I've
He's a
only had
good one.
conversations with him like at random places. So
Yeah.
we could have that DJ talk. Like, you know, he's a DJ. Ebro will jump in and kind of pretend like he's a DJ. It'll be, you know, a great conversation. Um. Anyway, so we'll see where I'm at. Let me see where I'm at after 4 hours of radio this afternoon.
Yeah. What you should do is go to bed 9 o'clock. NyQuil.
I got it. I got NyQuil upon stash.
NyQuil. 9 o'clock. Be in bed. I'm telling you right now, the day I'm sick, when I pop that NyQuil, I'm great the next day.
Really?
Great. NyQuil knocks it out every time for me.
So NyQuil doesn't just make you feel better; it actually gets you better.
I don't know what the difference is.
Like, is it fighting germs in you, or is it literally just like putting you in a bet? You know what I mean? Is it just making you feel better, like it's covering up the symptoms, or is it actually eliminating the symptoms?
To me, that's the same thing.
Okay. How about this? You take NyQuil Monday night.
Yeah.
Tuesday, you wake up feeling great. You go out.
Yeah.
Is it gone Tuesday night, or it starts coming back, and you just got to take more NyQuil to keep
Oh, I
delaying?
see what you're saying. Yeah, if you're really sick, it's just covering. It's just how. Okay, I had this conversation recently. This is what people come to One Up for: medical
Yeah,
talk.
no. You guys wanted to hear about the Chris Rock special?
Hold
No.
on.
We got to talk NyQuil first, baby.
A doctor told me when you take medicines and all that, what's making you sick, what's making you feel sick, is your body fighting the germs.
Keep
not
going.
not whatever the sickness is. Like when you feel sick and weak, that's your body fighting the colonizers. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
whoo, okay.
So so NyQuil makes you not feel what your body's doing to get rid of the sickness.
Ah.
Like symptoms are like your body's reaction.
Symptoms are the body's reaction.
Yeah, so like if you got like mucus coming out of your nose, that's your body going, get this shit out of here. Get it out.
And what about here's another question for you while we're being doctors.
Yeah.
At the end of a being sick situation, and when you start sweating, are you really like sweating out the toxins? Is that a real thing?
That I didn't ask. I didn't ask.
Come on, man.
I didn't ask my friend's sister's husband that.
You should have.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's
Because
very
my
nice.
friend's sister works for the I guess the health department of New York City or
Wow.
something like that. One of those things.
You're a really class guy. I never
And
told you
then
that.
her husband was like a some kind of scientist.
Scientist.
Yeah, scientist. Anyway, speaking of science,
Wait, there's another update here. Why is there saying there's another
what's
update?
going on now? What happened? You
Sparks
okay?
email by. No, I don't know what this is.
Oh, Quali just sent me something.
What do you say?
Liberation 2 by me and Madlib just dropped exclusively on Luminary. It features Mac Miller, West Side Gun, Rock Marcy, Suan Kuti, Q-Tip, and my son and my daughter.
Wow.
Here is a VIP link for you to enjoy the album. That password is blank. Oh, thank you, Quali.
Well, by the way, if he doesn't send one to me and he sends one to you, he's a real schmidiot.
Thank you, Quali. I'm actually recording Juan Ep right now, and I just shouted it out. Do me a favor, please send a link to Peter Rosenberg so I don't have to hear his fucking mouth.
No, by the way, don't do me a favor. Don't do you a favor. Do yourself. You should have said do yourself a favor. It's hard enough for motherfuckers to find these albums on Luminary, for God's sake. Give me some damn.
So a black man, a black man, a black men take the recording industry in a tizzy, and in order for you not to just get jerked around left and right, take the control under your own fucking
I like it.
have control of your own masters, and
I
now
like
you're
it.
just saying it's annoying.
Well,
I thought you were an advocate for these artists fighting for their rights. That's what I thought.
can't both be true. Like it's an awesome thing, but like I don't have Luminary. I don't, and it's a lot to want to like. It's a lot to get something, a new thing, a new stream thing. You know how many stream things I have?
Yeah, unless it's the new thing. You hated TikTok, and now you're all over the TikTok.
But TikTok's free.
You're all over the TikTok doing your fucking little voiceovers and shit.
Well, yeah. You know what? I will say this. You know why I like TikTok? Because it's giving me those validation hits I need because I'm new. So because
Yeah.
I'm new, like the channel's actually growing. So you can like actually watch it grow as
Yeah.
opposed to my Instagram where literally I cannot gain a follower.
Wait till that TikTok stops.
Yeah, everyone says it stops bad, right?
Oh, bad.
No, no. Now give me an example real quick of like where you were at before the stop and then when it stopped.
I went from 0 to 40,000 like fast. Like I was like, oh,
How
this shit is
fast? 'Cause I've
growing.
been working hard to get to 7,000.
I went from 0 to 40,000 in like I don't know, maybe 2 months, 3 months,
Wow.
maybe not
Okay.
even. And because when I was putting comedy up every day, it went fast. And now it got to like 42, and then it just slowed down. And now I'm at 48 and just dead.
What do you
Dead
mean
in the
dead though? You
water.
post a video and it's just not getting views?
Yeah, my views went from like tens of thousands to hundreds.
Not hundreds.
Hundreds. None of my shit pops off on TikTok anymore. None of it. And I just keep posting because trying to stay consistent.
I follow you, Saif.
The last one I got, the last big one was 1,300 4,000. I got one. Oh, the one about 4,000 is about you, kinda.
I'm
I
looking
had
at.
this one popped off 11,000 out of nowhere. That's the thing, because if you don't constantly look, one might pop off and you don't even realize it.
Where's the 4,000?
4,000 is
Cuban.
Cuban love is real.
That's about me.
The part about the pigeons getting their heads cut off.
Wow, no, Siph, these numbers are trash. Like considering how
Oh,
many.
he said send your correct email. What do I know your email? Yeah, your email, right? I know your
Yeah,
email. Or should I just text? I'll text. Tell him to
he has my
text.
number too.
He said send the correct one. I'm just gonna do it.
You know what? Thanks. Well, that
Just
is
don't even.
interesting though to see all these videos you have with 400.
Oh, are you trying to play
Have you
me?
ever have you ever considered people don't like your face? Like
Every day of my life.
they don't like your face.
Every day of my life. I would love to get a white face.
Excuse me?
A white face.
Why you think? Oh, you think that's why they don't like your face? It's too dark.
Yeah.
Have you considered that maybe it's too?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to make you feel bad, but have you looked at the clip that I sent of us talking to Daylot 83C?
No.
Best you've ever looked.
Oh, thanks.
You look like a child. It's so
Yeah.
crazy. You're a.
Well, I'm having issues.
We all have issues. Don't you worry about that.
We all have issues.
Speaking of which, did you during your big travel weekend, you were back and forth across the country in a day? Then I'm sure you had gigs when you got back, right?
Right away.
Immediately. Did you get a chance to watch the Chris Rock
I did.
jump off
I watched about 80% of it, and then I
on
also
TikTok?
saw the end. So I'm missing like a little bit the last third, but then I saw the last joke, obviously.
When I tell you nobody likes my take, my what my thoughts were, I
You were
mean
live tweeting?
I mean no. Well, first of all, I live tweeted a little bit because Natalie was sick and asleep, so I was just
Uh-huh.
sitting there, and so I did live tweet a little bit.
Okay.
But then at the end, I actually
Wait, how
watched.
does live tweeting work? So you got your phone in your hand, you're watching something,
Yeah,
you hear something that you react to, and you
yeah.
write about it. But when you start writing about it, are you missing what's being said while you're writing?
In that like 10 seconds, yeah, probably.
Mm.
I mean,
You
it's
type
stupid.
fast?
I'm pretty fast, but it is
I don't know.
stupid. I don't get me wrong, it's stupid. But I rewatched it again the next morning because my sister-in-law was watching it, so I heard the whole thing again, and then I formulated my thoughts more and said a couple things. And when I tell you nobody likes me
Uh-huh.
and agrees with me,
Why am I in this is my fault that
no,
I'm in a business relationship with you.
yeah,
Why we can't get off the ground.
I can't help you. I can only hurt you.
What
Don't
did
you
you say?
see?
What did you say? What was your opinions on this thing that has nothing to do with you?
Well, no, but that's what. Listen, I mean, it has as much to do with me as Meghan Markle has to do with Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying?
He's a comedian.
I do a radio show. This is all just me working out my material for today.
Okay.
Um, listen, the man has every right to do what he wants to do. I thought the middle bulk of the special, I thought was fucking great. Like he got into his bag when he was in the Kardashian area. I was like, it was prime Chris Rock. I fucking loved it. When he got to the Will Smith part at the end, and I didn't verbalize it like this yesterday, but I've been thinking about it more. It's almost like he felt like he had to go hard. Like this was the only option. He didn't seem like, did he seem happy to you when the special ended? He seemed like he really released something, but it didn't feel good to me to watch.
Mm.
Like, you know when you see someone get into a fight and they're about to cry?
Yeah.
That's how I felt watching it. Like I could see the pain
The
right there.
from what I heard of people who were there, it was a very emotional moment. Now, here's what
The
I'll
show
think
or the Oscars? The show or the Oscars?
the show
Okay.
in the show this weekend. Like, here's the one thing I don't even. Here's something weird I noticed about Chris Rock, and it has nothing bad. It's just as a comedian, I notice it's like it's what's weird to me. This is just my opinion.
Wait, who?
Me.
Oh, you.
He works out a lot of his material in the cellar, but then which is mostly white crowds. Then when he does his specials, it's like extra black. So there's like a difference kinda in I guess the reaction of the audience. From what I've seen, a lot of these jokes already for the last year being worked out.
The Will ones too?
I didn't see the Will one, no.
Right. The Will ones,
I
I
think
think he
he
just started.
purposely wasn't doing those.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's like so apparently in the room it felt like some shit was going down. And like you can't hear it as well in on Netflix, but in the room the crowd was going crazy.
Crazy loving it or just in
Yeah.
shock or a combination?
Loving it. Like supporting him, supporting Rock. So it brought up a different emotion than when he practiced it at the Comedy Cellar. This is told to me by John Laster, who's one of the biggest he's one of the hosts of the Comedy Cellar. He always sees Rock. And he went down there
Wow.
and he said him and Jeff Ross was standing next to each other. And when he was doing that joke, it was like, oh, he's going through it right now.
Oh, they had that same impression.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's how I did feel like he was going through it. And I'm not that's the thing. People got really mad at me. I'm not talking shit about Chris. He has every right to do what he's going to do. All I was saying was it didn't I'm so dumb and so far off from what the thinking actually was. I thought there was a chance that Will Smith would show up at the special. That's like the WWE in me. I was like, he's gonna work it out. He's gonna start talking shit, and there's gonna be like this uplifting moment. I was not correct in that regard at all. And people thought I was crazy. I mean, not online, people were like, what? People just acted like, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. The slap was terrible. It was a really shitty thing to do. I guess you know me. I end up flip flopping because I see how the emotional tide goes. And at first, I felt really bad for Chris, and I loved how Chris handled himself. And I think the public generally really rallied to Chris. I mean, I know in your world, Cipha, you know, comedians fucking all rallied to Chris. All, I
Yeah.
mean, I would imagine in comedy circles at this moment, Will Smith is still persona non grata practically. Like, it really seemed like people took to Chris's back. But after a while, I started to feel bad for Will. Like, I was like, this can't be that he was like, he's just a terrible guy who was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to slap the shit out of this motherfucker.
Yeah, but still. No matter what, there's no way to go. There's no way to side with Will on this.
Well, no. Side would be far. What about to have grace or empathy for?
Well, yeah, I have empathy for everybody. Yeah, I get
Right.
that.
Like people, I was just saying it was pretty far. Like I could just tell Chris was desperate to have that moment where he could just say, bitch, he called you a bitch, a bitch, a bitch. He wanted to have that bitch moment really bad. You know what I mean? He needed to get that off. I don't know. I thought it was an opportunity to do something cool. The whole concept of don't fight in front of white people, first of all, I think it's a completely flawed concept. I don't know why people are embarrassed in front of white people. White people act like fools in front of everybody and think nothing of it. But
You're saying very white stuff right now.
I don't. No, that's not white stuff.
What you're saying right now is a white man's reaction to that statement.
No, that I believe that whole phrasing is stupid, and it should be.
Yeah,
It makes no sense anymore. It doesn't make sense.
to a white person.
Don't act out in front of white people. Do you realize the connotations that exist with that? Why? Who gives a fuck?
A lot of people give a fuck.
I mean, I get it. It just seems like I don't know. I obviously I've heard the term a million. I've heard the phrasing a gazillion times, and I get it. But then, okay, fine. Let's suppose that is a real way of thinking. What you're doing on the show is completely counter to that. You just destroyed the man in front of the whole world with a year to think about it. It wasn't spontaneous. He built up for a year, and his moment was kind of a tantrum. It kind of amounted to like a 9-minute, I'm going to call you lots of nasty names. Some of it was funny, but it wasn't like the highlight of the show to me at all. I thought it was like,
maybe not the highlight of the show, but it had to be done.
Had to be done. But let me ask you a tough question though. Do you think that Chris would have received backlash had he not gone that way about it. Had he been like, I know all of you think I'm going to do blank, but I'm going to do blank, and did not go so hard. Do you think there would have been negative repercussions to that? And furthermore, more importantly, I just wonder how he would personally feel afterwards versus the way he did it.
About what? About doing that?
Yeah, like I didn't think he seemed like he felt that great about it.
I don't know. I don't know what you're reading. I don't know if you're right. You're trying to read body language or facial expressions or whatever. Like, I don't get into reading people like that. Like,
Right?
he
Were you
felt
entertained or nah? Is the question. Ultimately.
entertained.
Well, no, isn't that what everyone's trying to go for? Yes, in theory, funny, but this one I think everyone would agree it had more than funny to it. It was about having the right to respond.
The ending.
Yes, the will part, just the will part.
Yeah.
Like the Kardashian part was just straight up funny. Him calling Kris Jenner the Statue of Liberty was, I mean, fantastic. But you know what though? Kris is the example I'm using because we all watched it for a much broader conversation. I honestly don't care one way or the other. Will be okay. Kris will be okay. I think all will be okay. By the way, I do not subscribe to that. I was fighting with Cass 1 today. This whole idea that the reason Kris had to strike back is because his entire legacy is going to be attached to this slap. I think people are being very, very much prisoners of the moment. Chris Rock has been literally a top 3 comic site for what, 20 some years?
More.
Like he's basically a god. He's a completely
Since the
goated
early
comedian.
90s.
Like I don't think in 20 years we're just going to be talking about the Will Smith slap at all.
Yeah, they will. Always, forever.
But how high on the list of things you think about Chris Rock? Right at the top?
Yeah, top 3.
If you're someone who doesn't know anything about him.
There's a lot. That's a lot of people. If you see Chris Rock anywhere, out in public, at a restaurant, you're thinking of that slap.
We had a caller that was pretty funny today. He was like, most people liked it and disagree with me, but one guy called up. He's like, nah, bro. He slapped you a year ago and you didn't do anything about it. You didn't do anything. It's over, La. You can't come back and pick the fight a year later. Like you fucked up.
That's well.
You hold the L. Like, you should have done it right then.
Like, I'll tell you that. Like Chappelle, something happens to Chappelle and he'll put something out immediately, which I like about Dave, how he'll do that, like one way or another, whether it be an SNL monologue or those little YouTube things that he taped, those little 15-minute things about the Chappelle Show not being on Netflix and stuff like that. I think Chris could have responded by itself much quicker instead of attaching it to a special, because you're going to get the special regardless. We're going to watch it regardless. I could see that person's point of view where he could have responded to this way earlier.
Well, the point that we then likened it to on the show would be like, yo, if there's a fight at the barbershop, if you show up the next day at the barbershop to fight, cool. If you show up a year later, everyone's like, my man, it's over. What are you talking? Like, it's just, you didn't respond. You didn't. And I think Chris played that line.
No, but he's been doing that joke for a while on the road.
Which one? I thought he wasn't doing the Will stuff.
Not the Cellar. He was doing it on tour with Dave.
Because I know my brother-in-law, I think, saw him in Atlantic City and said he didn't do the Will stuff. But that might have been a while ago. Maybe he's picked up, maybe he started adding that recently.
Maybe he did. Maybe he wasn't doing it. I don't. Dave told me what it was before.
Well, listen, I'm going to tell you the truth, and this is not a knock to Chris. This is just my human evaluation. And I'm sorry, you can disagree, agree, whatever you like. He is tight that he did not react. He can say, I didn't react because I was raised right. He's killing himself and he's angry. Lil Rel did it real. Do you ever watch the Lil Rel bit about it?
Yeah.
Like, how did you not even square up? He was like, if one of my kids comes up to me and I'm not expecting it, I square up. Like, I really do think that part ate at him. Yeah. And I think he was listening. He was allowing. Here's another thing about Chris. Let's be real. I don't know Chris well, but Chris goes out. Chris likes to go out. I've seen him at clubs. I've seen him at events. He likes to be out. He likes to be cool. He likes to be loved. And I think he's kind of hearing the chatter of the cafeteria table people being like, nah, you can't get slapped. You need to fuck him up.
100%.
He wasn't hearing what I was hearing, which was like from people who are not at the cafeteria table yelling fuck him up and being like, yo, man, Chris Rock, bro, he handled that like a pro. He handled that like a fucking
He was hearing that too, but it don't hit you the same. It hits different. Hits different, like Taco Bell. It hits
That's
different.
Right. It hits different. No, you're right. It hits. The other one hits different. Now you better slap him back.
And also he hangs out with a lot of comics where comics will say the worst shit ever.
Right.
All constantly. Thinking, something happened. It's funny to us. It's funny to you. I don't see Chris, every once a quarter. So I make a joke about it, but everybody who Chris Rock sees him once a quarter, and that's happening every day. You know what I mean?
Right. And man, you people, when I say you people, I mean, Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
No, comedians in general, though, you're right. The kind of wild shit they were probably joking about Will to Chris over the last year, like the jokes he said that never made it to the stage,
right,
are on probably such a different level that he didn't think of this as even being that intense.
But also, every time a comedian makes a joke about you better not come on stage, comedians are getting slapped nowadays. I'll kick you in the chest. Like I've done it. Like, yo, don't Will Smith me. Like you're saying Will Smith's name, but you're really talking bad about Chris Rock.
So, well, not talking bad, but you're referencing the worst moment of his career, probably.
Yeah.
Or the most embarrassing moment of his career.
You had moments where you're like, damn, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. I wish I would have, like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he wishes he would have done, except maybe been like, you're too shocked to be able to roast him properly. So that's the thing Lil Rel jokes about, that Will Smith does it, and he's like, what was the line he says? Chris's response is like, wow. I just got slapped by Will Smith.
Yeah.
And in his mind, like, I actually thought that was pretty cool at the time. I was like, wait, if this is real, he just handled that like a G. In his mind, he probably wishes he was able to immediately get something off that hit and was cutting right then.
I mean, he held his composure at the Oscars. Also, another thing that people always forget about is that he was presenting an award to Questlove, who's one of his besties. So he didn't want to ruin that moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he should have, like, what would Ricky Gervais have done? Like, Ricky Gervais says wild shit. You know what I mean?
And if he got
it's
slapped,
okay, that English accent.
I think he honestly, here's what I think Gervais would have done. I feel qualified to speak on this. I think he would have been like, what the fuck was that? And he would have paused and waited. He would have actually processed it right then. He would have been like,
right.
I did that just, and he would have taken, but like, that's hard, man. I don't know. I might have fucking teared up. I'm like, did I just get slapped? Like, people don't like getting hit in the face. It's a fact.
Especially it's not black people in front of white people. See, that's how they are. See?
Who? Oh.
That's what white people say. See, that's how they are.
Tell you what, though, I do think Chris Rock and race is a whole other weird conversation. To your point, Chris has a really big white audience. And he has a really big black audience, too. Really big, both. Like, he may be, is he the most, him and Chappelle, they're like the two most diverse black comedians, audience-wise, no?
It's crazy because, like, and then, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm too close to the situation because, I always see Rock hanging with a lot of white comics, but then he's like almost like two different. He almost has like the black comedy side and the white comedy side, and it's kind of like not merged almost. It's weird.
It is really, you know what? It's really true.
Because he's super black. His points of view are black. His comedy is black, but it works in the white world.
Well, he got into hardcore nerdy, like the real comedy world, really young. It's been his whole life.
Yeah.
So like, he's palling around with Seinfeld and Louis C.K. like that. He's
like a lot.
No, a lot.
but then his special's bigger and blacker.
Right.
But it's like but I don't know. But Seinfeld was there, like
That's what I'm saying. This is always what's weird. And then, I mean, listen, let's just be honest about it. My man uses a lot of N-word, a lot relative to very mainstream comics. Kevin Hart ain't giving you that many N-words during the course of a stand-up special. And
Kevin Hart's a different corporate machine, though.
yeah, totally. That's
Kevin
right.
Hart is
Kevin may not even curse anymore at all.
Kevin is always like, I don't want to say walking on eggshells, but very cognizant of his relationships and networking and all that shit. Like,
Well, especially after the whole gay thing.
what's the gay thing? Oh
When
yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
old
yeah,
gay
yeah,
jokes
yeah,
that
yeah.
got him. I'm sure. So, but here's the one thing that Chris, the one weird thing, the weirdest race part with Chris to me was always his bit about N-words and black people. I hated that bit because do you know how many white people came up to me and said it was funny? And I was like,
But it is funny.
I know, but white people saying it's funny is like it's almost racist by nature.
No.
If a white person came up to you, just hear me out.
Yeah.
White person comes up to you.
Yeah.
They've
White
never
girl? White girl?
well, no, then they do no wrong. A white guy who sounds like this,
Uh-huh.
and he goes, "You never seen a comedy special." He goes, "Man, I got to tell you the funniest thing. You ever
Well,
notice what a
that's
difference there is between black people and N-words?"
wait, quoting Chris Rock thinking it was
No,
funny or coming up with the concept on their own?
if he came up with the concept.
You're it's not, you can't even compare the
So wait,
two.
are you telling me you wouldn't if you were hanging out with you love white girls, having sex with them, spending time with them, all of these things.
Counting their titty freckles?
What? Okay, sure. So you're doing that, and the Chris Rock, old Chris Rock is on. Which one's that from? What's that first one called?
Bring the pain?
Bring the Pain. You go, oh man, Chris Rock's on. Let's watch it. And she's white, and her friends are white. You haven't gotten any. They're like, oh my god, who's little Kim? They're white. Okay, I don't know even know why you're hanging out with them.
I like what you're
But
saying.
you are. They're hot though. You wanted to hang out.
Yeah.
Nothing black about them.
Right.
Chris gets to that joke about the difference between black people and N-words, and they start laughing as hard as they can. You're not like this?
Yeah, in that scenario, yes.
So that's why I always took some umbrage with the joke. I was like, felt like it should have, I don't know. White people loved it. Yo, white people thought it was the funniest thing because it gave them the right to think what they think. They were like, oh, yes, I've always known there was a difference. You're not like my friend Kevin from The Office. He's the good one. You know, that's what I feel like it tapped into with racists. Like, I don't know. Anyways, it was, I'll tell you this, though. Are the numbers out yet on how many people streamed it? Because that shit felt like everyone on Earth was watching it.
I know. I don't know. I didn't see, but I was.
And let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Why, Cipher Sounds, was it in Baltimore?
I don't know. I'm gonna just assume that he wanted to do it in a black city.
Not specifically because it's where Jada's from.
I didn't know that's where she's from, and if that is the case, bravo.
Too motherfucking Shay.
Bravo.
But yeah, I'm curious to see those numbers because it's likely a game-changing kind of number that we're gonna be like, what the shit? Sipe, did you stream any De La over the weekend?
No.
Gotta tell you, I was more excited about it. I thought the hype.
I have all De La albums on MP3s in my phone. That's why I'm very excited for what this means. But me personally, I've been on De La.
Oh, you had already ripped it years ago.
I always had De La on my phone. Always.
You're talking years ago?
Matter of fact, when I used to hang out with Che, I put all De La catalog on three different phones of Che.
Wow, you're a good man.
But this week I did miss that De La shit, and I did miss the Chris Rock shit, which I feel like this week was like a bit of a loss for me.
Let me tell you. So can I tell you the De La story?
Yeah.
Here's the punch line. I didn't go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this
you
one
were out of town.
No.
You were in New York City.
Correct.
Okay.
That's why this one bothers me, and I'm upset about
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Not hell and say your lady didn't want you to go.
And probably your lady didn't want you to go.
No, she suggested I did go.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
She also said she don't even worry about me. I don't need to go. So I had every reason I could go,
Mhm.
except that it was a Thursday night.
Yeah.
And I hadn't communicated. I had sent one text to Pasta News earlier in the week. Obviously, there's a lot, like Monday, something like that. Like, hey, what's up with this event? When I didn't even know what it was really, right?
Yeah.
Didn't hear back from him. My brain wasn't telling me anyone to connect with to like make it work.
Yeah.
And I was just like, to be honest, had a little bit of social anxiety about the prospect of like showing up there and trying to get in. It just seemed like one of the ultimate nightmare door events. And
Yes.
Laura didn't want to go. So I'm like, I know you're at it. If you were here, I definitely would have asked you.
Yeah, we would have definitely went if I was here.
Like, you're not here. Like, you and I together, I'd feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But rolling up there, listen, this is my own foolish pride. But I was like, I'm going to stand outside. I'm going to be like, I don't want to bother like the people who matter. Now, in reality, what would have happened? I would have bumped into someone super important that we know at the door, and I would have walked in with them. It would have been fine.
Yeah,
But
in that situation, my brain goes, I'm gonna walk in with Dave.
oh yeah, and Dave
So,
was there. Right.
so I have to. So I there's like not even an issue. Like I'm gonna walk in with Dave. I'm gonna meet Dave at his hotel, ride with him over, and walk in with him. That's how I would have did it.
And then I would have
Or
done,
go super
okay.
early, which is another thing I do. Go super early.
God, that it was an early show too. They started at 8, I think. You would have had to get there like 7, 6:30.
I'd get there like 6:30. Yeah, just chill with a friend.
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
know, no, it's crazy. I know. I just don't. I can't do that door shit.
I can't do the door shit, man.
So I go early or I go in with somebody big.
And I need you to understand this. I know it sounds like stupid, or maybe it doesn't. Maybe people think it sounds normal, but it's very awkward because when you get stopped at a door that's a really hip hop event that's like in our brand, it's like part of us. All the other people outside know you. It's not like waiting outside for a fancy restaurant in Athens, Greece, where who gives a shit that you're standing outside?
Yeah.
Literally, I can
stupid,
feel,
yeah.
and it's maybe my ego, but I can feel the eyeballs of people going, yeah, Peter Rosenberg's really standing outside?
Yeah.
Wow, you're stuck like us, fucking loser.
It's
And I don't want to complain. It's
yeah.
De La Soul. It's True Goy. Like, I don't want to be the one bothering people because I shouldn't be outside.
Yeah, it's annoying.
So I just said, fuck it. And then I just literally, my Instagram is still showing me videos from it.
Yeah.
Still.
Well, I mean, don't make it about us.
No, it was amazing. It looked amazing.
It looked amazing, beautiful.
Everyone was there, man.
They should have did it in a bigger spot, I think.
I know, right? That actually, you know what? That would have made it probably
a lot easier.
A lot easier.
I mean, everybody had to be there, bro. Like, think of every person that he shouted out in. Like, I saw Pasta News saying thank you to everyone that came, and it's all the names of the celebs, and I'm like, they all came with 5, 6 people.
Right.
Just that list of shout outs.
Oh, I hate that we missed it. I'm sad about it. But you know what I remembered then? I remembered. I pushed myself and I went, I'm bummed that I missed it. And I end up feeling like guilty. But I also have to remember, like, we've also had experiences. We've had so many ill experiences with De La. Like, you don't need to beat yourself up over everyone. Do you see the video I posted?
Yeah.
Us standing literally on stage with Premiere watching them perform.
Yeah.
You remember that show at Best Buy?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, they fucking.
That's the first time I heard that Doom song. Because they played that MF.
Do the Doom.
Yeah, and I was like, what's this? This shit is fire. And you're like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. That's MF Doom.
Yeah, that's Rock Cocaine Flow.
Yeah. I remember the first time I heard it when that shit dropped and every crowd went crazy. I was like, what's this?
Josiah, it would be really good timing if, like, right now you could find the De La original Juan app.
I found it, I told you.
You think you did, but it's not.
It wasn't finalized in the CD burner.
So can we try to find the CD burner to finalize it?
We need the one that was at Hot.
But it's probably there.
I asked you if it was there. Is it still in the room? In the production room?
Hold on. It was the Denon, right?
I don't remember.
Hold on.
Just one of those CD burners. Who you calling?
I'm gonna call Benz, the engineer. Who is, by the way, great to call on the podcast because his voice is so engineering. Like he's literally the central casting.
Oh, you know, Steve Pepe works at my job.
Oh yeah, I
I saw
forgot.
him the other day.
Bro, there's literally 3 engineers in New York, and I know all of them. It's such a small world. All right, let's see.
Hello?
Hold on.
Hello?
Why don't I hear? Oh,
I hear him.
you do?
Hey.
Yeah.
Andrew?
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, Vince, what's up? It's Peter Rosenberg and Cipha Sounds.
Oh, hey, Cipha.
What's going on?
Oh, not much. What's up, guys?
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Have we replaced the CD burner in Juanito's studio like ever? Or would that be the same CD burner? A, is it there at all? And B, is it the same one that's been there for like 10 years?
If it's there at all, it's the same one, but it's probably not there because it probably broke when we took it out.
And if it broke and you took it out, do you think you got rid of it, or do you think it's like in that back room somewhere?
It's probably in the back room somewhere, but broken.
And
So here's the deal.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, what do you want?
So there was a De La Soul interview that we recorded many moons ago, years ago. And I found the CD, but it doesn't play. And we're thinking maybe it wasn't finalized in the CD burner.
Oh. I have no idea.
It's an interesting one, right?
I mean, yeah, I would say there's a 0% chance that any of this works.
But what about all we need? We really just need the model, and then we could find another one that does work and burn it.
It was a Denon. Told you, Siph.
Pretty sure they're all Denon. Did you just try putting it into a computer?
Yes.
That you put it in a computer?
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't play.
You know,
even if it's not finalized, it should work in a computer.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? You think so?
Yeah.
I thought finalizing it had put the bow on it.
Yeah, but it doesn't need a bow on it for a computer to work.
Oh, maybe. All right, I'll try that again. Maybe I didn't do it.
Try it with a Windows PC. Try it with all kinds of things. You know.
See,
I don't have a PC. I'm a Mac guy.
I mean, give it to Peter. Did you give it to Peter? Or did you give it to me?
I'll bring it in. Let's fuck around with it.
Yeah, let me try that.
I don't want to let it out of my possession, but I can't go to Hot 97. All right, we'll figure it out.
You should just come in one morning before you work.
Who cares?
Well, I work at the competition now.
Yeah, he works at the Block.
That's right. Oh, I forgot about that.
It's beef now. We got beef with the Block.
Wait, here, Steve, give it to Steve Pepe because he works at the Block.
Oh.
He'll give it to me.
You could ask Pepe though.
Yeah.
Don't do that. 100% don't do that. He'll break it.
Oh, okay, do not do that. Wow. All right, Vince. Thank you, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Later.
See you later.
The great Andrew.
All right. Maybe it'll work in the computer. I'll check.
But what do you think you tried on last time? A CD player?
No, I would have put it in the computer. I don't have a CD player.
When was the last time you had a computer even that had a fucking CD player?
I still have one. The one in there I have, and the one I have here has the one you just attached, the Super Drive.
So you think you put it in that?
Yeah.
Where do you have it in your house right now?
The CD?
The De La, yeah.
Yeah, it's buried though. I'd have to find it.
Can you do it? Not now, but like maybe
Yeah.
soon.
What do you mean soon?
Like
when I get back from Abu Dhabi? Sure.
Yeah, like can you post Abu Dhabi?
Yes.
You could do it then?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, while you're in Abu Dhabi, you might run into my friend.
Who?
I'm just kidding. I don't know anyone going to Abu Dhabi this week except you.
Oh yeah, no, I don't even want to go.
Wait, why are you going? Can you tell us?
Doing shows with Mo Amer.
I love Mo Amer. He's a great guy.
It's not.
Well, go ahead. Talk it through.
He's going early. He's going earlier.
Okay.
He's got his lady. And it's her birthday, so they want to do like a dinner on the day I land. So am I going to even be able to go? So like I'm going by myself essentially. Okay. I don't like this traveling by myself shit, man. And it's like I've figured it out domestically, or if I'm going somewhere I know, like if I got to fly by myself to London, Got it. I know, bro. I'll go to London. I'll jump on the train, take the train into Central. Like, I got it,
But Abu Dhabi,
bro. I don't even know if they speak English. I don't know if my phone's gonna work. I'm at, and then Mo don't answer no fucking questions. Yo, what do I say at customs? Do I need a visa? Am I saying I'm working or I'm a tourist? And he's like, it don't matter.
that's incorrect. It definitely matters on some level.
It doesn't matter. And then I'm like, all right, well, is there a car for me? He goes, call the travel agent. Tell her to set up a car. So I email the travel agent, and she's like, and this is a new thing, him having a travel agent. So he's saying to me, nah, if there's because anytime there's a problem, I have to call him and be like, yo, there's a problem with this flight or the ticket or something. So he's not now he's like getting out of it. He's like, oh, they book everything. Just call them. They have an emergency number. So I call, I go, hey, Mo told me to tell you to set up a car for me. She goes, we don't deal with that part of the world.
Oh boy. Okay.
So do they have Ubers in Abu Dhabi?
By the way, that sounds really crazy considering she's doing work for Mo Amer. That part of the world is his part of the world.
I bro. So
Wait, so why are you going? You're on a couple shows?
yeah, 2 big shows, like arena shows.
Oh.
First of all, I was supposed to go for like 3 weeks because he's also shooting a TV show out there, which is like a Bill Maher kind of show, like a political debate show, but with comedic aspects to it.
That's for UAE?
I don't know where it is. I don't know. It's out there somewhere, yeah. And I was supposed to do that, and there was a lot of drama with it, and producers were like, we don't know if he can handle it. The royal family's gonna be there. We saw him in DC, and he's a little, you know what I mean?
What's like
dirty or whatever.
Oh,
So
you.
like, cause Mo's manager's like, can you do a clean set? I go, I'm like, I could take the curse words out, but it's still filthy content.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, instead of saying airdropping dick pics, I can say airdropping penis pics. Like, what? Like, is it? What's clean out there? I don't know.
Probably not penis pics. If I was to guess, probably not penis pics.
So, anyway, so whatever. So I had to, and then it didn't work out because I got to do something for A&E, so it didn't work out. But then Mo, so then I'm just like thinking I'm out of it, and then Mo's like, no, you still got to do the shows. And he's like, you got to come to the Middle East. And I'm like, yeah, the original plan was me fly to Houston. We all fly together. I'm with you. So everything being handled for you, I'm also involved, right?
Much easier.
Much easier. So then, and then Dave too. Dave is like, Dave's manager is like, if I don't travel with them, like everything's set up. Like there's a guy with a sign waiting for me. You know what I mean? Like, unless it's like Denver, I'll just Uber or whatever. But usually it's like set up. But Mo is like, he don't pay attention to none of that part.
Well, and he's new to this level of rich handling things, isn't he?
He's been around it for forever.
What do you mean? How forever?
Like with Dave.
Oh, true.
And other people too. And just like, he just doesn't think about shit like this. He doesn't care. And he's the type, this is what I hate about DJing with comedians and stuff. Like, it doesn't hit their brain that the moment you add equipment and DJing, I gotta go mad early. I got to sound check. So sometimes he's like, well, fly with me and then we'll get there. I'm like, bro, we land after the sound check. Like, I have to set this stuff up. It's not just, he thinks he just walks in and it's all good. Like, I have to set this up.
And by the way, you could in theory do that, but that that requires someone communicating with the venue on what needs to be the setup when you get there. Like, and it's been.
But I'm bringing the equipment. It's not like they rent the equipment. I'm bringing.
Right. So then that's what I mean. Then like it would have to be set up on the other end where they get the equipment that you use.
Yes, that is more of a cost.
Right. So you're DJing too.
Yeah, mostly DJ. But then also that's another thing.
You're DJing the shows at the arenas.
Yeah, not mostly. I'm doing my half and half. But he's like, I was like, bro, listen, I try to give him an out. I'm like, hey, I understand this is expensive and I'm not doing the TV stuff. If you want me to not go, he's like, nah, you gotta go. He's like, it's like, you come to all these rinky-dink clubs with me, but you're not gonna come to the arena. And
I'm used to it. That's Lil' Kim.
I I understand the philosophy, but listen, if you're doing the Barclays, yeah, I'll be there, bro. Because I can, you know what I mean?
So what you wanted to do, but you're too much of a, I say this with all due respect,
Yeah.
bitch. It was to say, hey man, I truly appreciate that you want me to be there. I do. It's awesome. Yo, man, I'd really be better off staying home.
No. I want to do it.
But you
I just
don't.
want to
You
do it
do.
right.
It's hard. It's hard. Also, I mean, it's happening right when your life's gotten to its
That's another thing.
pinnacle of crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what sucks about it? You're at the pinnacle of crazy yet. I mean, right now, but you're just getting into figuring out with the new job how you handle travel, them being comfortable with the show being handled.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're 2 years in where that's nothing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, bro, listen, I send in real late Sunday nights at 11 o'clock. Like, no one's worried about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's all
exactly.
done. Like, but in this case, you need to make everyone still feel comfortable.
Yeah, I still
Did you go
do.
when you were gone last week? Did you tune in on the app, the Odyssey app, and listen
Yeah.
at all?
Yeah,
It
it
sounded
sounds
cool.
great. Yeah, I drove in the city while I was DJing on Saturday. It sounded fire.
Oh, great. By the way, I texted Mr. C the other day. I was like, what's up with the weird radio edits on this station? And she was like, what are you talking about? I don't know if you've noticed this. Not in the mix, because obviously in the mix, you guys play your own copies of stuff.
Yeah.
But when you guys play from the system,
Yeah.
they play some radio edits that are like the hyper edited that I don't even remember. There are words edited out sometimes, and I'm like, what?
I think from what I know, the music library of that station came from some station in Chicago.
That's what C said.
So it's like all weird, and like every time I hear something that should be fixed, I tell them, like they were playing Murder She Wrote with the little bed in the front of it to talk over, and it doesn't have like the normal Jamaican guy talking before Murder She Wrote. I know this little girl named Maxie. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, take that out, man. Take
Well,
that out.
You got to start with the
Yeah.
song.
How much I do?
I got for you.
Yeah, I was like, take this out.
Does he say a girl for you?
I don't
Girl
know.
for you. Got for you. No. I was, you know what I heard? Get Money. And it was a clean I'd never heard with them redoing the vocals like that were
I've
like
heard that before.
that's not the regular promo radio edit though.
If they redid the vocal, who you think? You think a Biggie impersonator did it?
I mean, they did it, I guess, at some point for like when it got bigger. But when that joint was first playing, it was off of the white label on Atlantic, and it was just like muted. The curses were muted. That's it. By the way, I meant to tell you, we still haven't spoken about it, but what I wanted to talk to you about is the vinyl market is turning up a bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
There's beginning to be a market, particularly, and this is where Cipha Sounds could do as well as anybody, particularly in sealed original stuff.
Yeah, been hearing that. I don't have that much sealed though.
You have some.
Some, yeah.
You know how I know? Because I have some from you.
Yeah.
And
But what are you gonna get? What do you get at? What am I gonna get? 10 grand?
To sell 10, what do you mean? 10, is that bad? 10 grand?
It's not bad, but what is it? Is 10 grand monumental? Like,
well, if you could just remove, like, for example, you have things where you have like 6 copies of something.
yeah, not sealed. Some sealed.
You have two or 3 sealed.
Yeah.
You could keep one sealed. You could keep none sealed because you just have the one you need to play.
Yeah.
And then if you get a good price and can sell them.
What's a good price? What's Biggie sealed?
Which ready to die?
Sure, Ready to Die.
Bro, I doubt anyone even has.
300?
I bet no one even has Ready to Die sealed.
But how much you think? Okay, my boy Max told me he sold a Reasonable Doubt original Rockefeller pressing for $1,000.
Right.
That's amazing. But I get $1,000 on a regular. That to me it feels like people who never get like $1,000, and all of a sudden you get $1,000 for one thing. You're like, yo, this is crazy.
All
But
right, here
like,
I found
I got $1,000 yesterday. You know what I
for what?
mean? Like
For what?
for a comedy show.
Yeah, but here's where you're stupid. If it's literally straight up extras, like there's no sacrifice, like you have 3 of them, bruh, what are we doing?
Okay, so
That's just
what's
extra.
how much you think I'll get? 25,000?
I don't know. It depends what you have. We'd have to go through your shit.
But that's what I'm saying. We go through all my shit and it ends up I could get $25,000.
That'll be pretty tight to get a quick 25 grand for extra crap
25,000 is not bad, but is it life changing?
for someone's life.
Not mine.
Well, that's it. Listen, you're a very impressive disgraced radio host.
I'm just saying, like,
Well,
I
okay,
could
no,
hustle.
let's
I could
flip the
hustle
game.
up 25,000.
Right. Okay. Let's flip the game then. What's
Yeah.
the amount that you go, okay, now we're talking?
Like 300 grand.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're not.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, I love my record collection. So if I'm bro, I lost it all. And I'm down to my last pennies and I had to sell my record collection. Okay. Now 25 grand is a big deal.
But to do
I know
extra
a lot
work,
of guys that sold their record collection. They're like, whatever. I just sold it to this guy. He gave me 10 grand. Oh, what does that 10 grand really do for you?
I know. I do. No, listen, a lot of people did that.
The thing is, when you want to get rid of your records and someone's paying you to take them out, it's hassle free.
Right.
But that 10 grand could be gone like that. Bro, to fix my stairs in my house, the cheap option was $15K.
That was a funny part in Chris Rock's special too.
What?
Oh, she said, I need my roof fixed. And he was like, I got to talk to a contractor for this pussy. That was good shit.
But so, like, my stairs were 15 grand, bro.
Yo, it sounds like such a stunt right now.
It wasn't because
No, it wasn't.
what I wanted to do was like
Too expensive.
40 grand. I said, well, what if you paint this and move this? Oh, that's 15. I'm like, all right, let's do that.
That's how I felt. I just got an email. They sent me an offer from the hotel for the wedding. They sent me the proposal for the brunch on Sunday. Fam, I was like, you didn't do anything like that, right?
It's for the out of towners.
Yeah. Did you do one for the out of towners?
Yeah.
You did at the hotel?
Yeah.
They want $10,000 for a brunch.
Bro, go. I know. Come to the Comedy Cellar. I got you. The brunch there is delicious.
Could I get like a whole room?
The main room, the restaurant upstairs, yeah.
You think I could get it?
Nobody's there on Sundays.
Literally, no one's there on Sundays. What do you mean? When
Not
does it
really.
open?
Not upstairs. There's a comedy show downstairs for brunch, but
And
nobody's upstairs.
I mean, that's literally your home. So you could literally be like, hey, my man's gonna have brunch in here. Don't worry about it.
How many people roughly?
Like 75, maybe.
Yeah, easy.
And I would just go get a bunch of fucking food. Delightful.
There's food there.
Easy. Oh, you mean you could actually get the food there? I could get it
Yeah,
catered.
there's a brunch menu. It's fucking great.
Huh. I'm guessing that would be a cheaper option and still get good food. Because here's the thing. They listed all this shit, and I'm like, I don't need a super convoluted. I'm not paying in advance for a super convoluted menu for everyone. Yeah. When you know what those brunches are like. Some people are like, oh, I'm coming by for 10 minutes and we're getting on the road. Like, it's not even that deep an event.
Grab a croissant.
Exactly. They list all the croissants and bagels and everything. Then they get into the entrees. I'm like, what does it cost just to do the bagels and croissants? I don't need brioche fucking toast. You know? Anyways, I may talk to you about that. How far is the Cellar's not far from Tribeca, right? 10 minutes?
No, yeah, it's right there.
But the thing is, everybody wants it in the fucking hotel, too. That's part of it.
Fuck them.
Well, but it's for them in this case.
No, because here's the problem. They're all coming with their +1s, and their +1s is fucking hungry.
Exactly. If you didn't have a +1, we wouldn't have this fucking problem. All right, so have fun in Abu Dhabi.
I guess.
Bring me back a present, please. All right.
Mo's agent just asked me for the flight into Bahrain.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't know what that means. How would I have it? I don't have it.
Are you going to Bahrain?
Yeah, one of the shows in Bahrain.
And his agent asked you that?
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
The agent's supposed to send it to me.
Bahrain is its own country, huh? What's the capital of Bahrain?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What's that?
I think I got COVID.
No, what do you mean?
I can't go. I got COVID.
Wait, did you just take a test? Wait,
I
Cipha, you
feel
all right?
it. I had it.
I'm sick too, so.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Oh, Cipha's getting COVID right now. Hold on. He's writing something down. Let's see.
Oh no.
Well, what is that? Is that a positive COVID test?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You got one of those paper ones where it just checks? Someone just checks, yep. Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh no. 2 lines.
He's got. Sorry, Mo.
All right.
All right, everyone. Next
peace
week,
out.
we'll be back with Rob Swift. If you're a patron, more great patronage coming this week. Go to patreon.com/JuanEpIsLife. This is the month. If you have not been a part of Patreon, this is the month you join us over at patreon.com/JuanEpIsLife. All right, we'll catch you guys soon.